Oh, please. Not at all. Talking about some how deep is your love. Not at all. Not at all. And so what I do want to say though, because I always keep it real, and this is not sarcasm, and this is not being disrespectful on my dead mother, on my murdered sister, and on God and Allah. And I never play when it comes to God and Allah. I realized I was wrong about something, which was that when I first came to this block, I hated all illegal immigration. I'm not going to even lie. And because of me being here on this block, I came to realize that some people really are in need. Genuine need. Not everybody is full of shit. As much as I hate to admit it, but I have to. Some people are in genuine need who come here with illegal immigration. So you see, I learned that here on this block. So to those folks who actually come here because they are in serious danger in their countries from their people, y'all, want you to know I feel your pain. And I'm not just saying that. Y'all know I love Poppy upstairs on the 6th floor. The old Dominican man, I don't know if he's legal or not. I ain't never asked. I don't ask them questions. They're just people, family to me. I gave his daughter $100. Y'all know that. You can verify that because I gave it to him in his hand, $100 personally, to give to his daughter who gets up at 5 a.m. and goes to work, and she's be there at night taking care of her dad who has no legs. Or the lady on the corner who I call Mama Abuela. I don't recall her name. She doesn't speak much English. I don't speak much Spanish, but I love her and she loves me. Y'all know who I'm talking about. She sells the ropa, the clothes, right there on the corner of 170. And she be there with, her family or friends and neighbors, nice and respectful. I love her to death, all day, every day. Ask her. I give her some money when I can afford to give her a little something out of my pocket. No big show, no nothing. Just, here, Mama, I put it right in her hand and keep it moving. I love you, Mama, and I give her a kiss and she give me a kiss. So I say, yo, this is not a bullshit post, yo. I realize we are all being used. We are all being set up to fail. Thank God I had that high quality education that I can see it. But yo, all of our kids, this is for all of us, including me, including my children. All of our kids and all of us are being set up to fail. If you are below that top 1%, you're not independently wealthy, you're not a child from a rich family or whatever, and you're in that 99% below, whether you're in the middle class, I'm saying everybody, legal, illegal, Christian, Muslim, Catholic, not the atheists. I don't fuck with the atheists. I don't trust them at all. People who don't have belief in nothing or higher power than themselves. Like we created ourselves. Okay, but everybody else, the Muslims, the Christians, the Catholics, the Jews, or the blacks, whites, Latinos, Asians, Africans, Eastern Europeans, who else? Muslims, Arabs, anybody else that I missed from the islands, the Caribbean, anybody, everybody, yo, all of our kids are being set up to fail. See, do I sound like I'm trying to diss you? No, I said all of our kids, including my own. Okay, so pay close attention. I'm going to break it down to you how it's going down real quick. The white man, and you can verify everything I'm saying because I already have. Look it right up on YouTube or Google. The white man, we all know, participated heavily in the slave trade. We also know they did not start it. The slave trade was already going on in Africa before they got there. The Arabs and the Africans were, that they were involved in the slave trade before the white man came there and ramped it up times 100. We all know this to be true. Okay, we also know that the white man stopped slavery, stopped doing slavery. Britain was the first country, followed by America. Okay, they were no longer buying slaves and all of that. But what they don't want you to pay attention to, everybody with two ears. What they don't want you to pay attention to is the fact that the white man stopped slavery between the whites, the northern countries in Europe that were fighting each other. They used to enslave each other too, long time ago. And they stopped enslaving each other. And you know what was the difference? It was education that they realized, yo, neither one of our countries, our civilizations, our cultures, whatever, will ever rise if we are constantly enslaving each other. They still do war. Don't get me wrong. White man does war and does war all over the world. And that's why I realized I was wrong in some things, yo. Like, for example, the stuff that my government, the U.S. government has participated in all over the world. I'm starting to realize, yo, they were heavily involved in a lot of overthrowing of leaders in foreign countries that they had no goddamn business doing. But I want y'all to understand that we, the American people, we didn't tell them to do it. It's the top 1%, those in charge. Those who in power will never willingly give up power. And we've been trying to get them out and get term limits, and they will not accept term limits. We got to push for term limits to get them fuckers out because they are at the top working together. Pay attention, my people. They work together at the top while they sell division to us, whether it's black against white, Christian against Muslim or Jew, or whatever, gay, straight against lesbian, against transgender, whatever. They sell us division. Do you see any division at the top with any of those folks in any of them countries while they talk about we're enemies with each other? How can we be enemies and working together at the same time? They sell the division to us below, but they work together just fine. Now, let's get back to the white man. They realized slavery when they were fighting each other in Northern Europe, whether it was Britain against France, Germany, whatever. They realized, yo, we can't keep enslaving our people, even though they had wars. Wars have continued, but they stopped the slavery first. Why? Because they realized, yo, our civilizations, our countries will forever be at war, always wanting payback. Kids growing up wanting payback for their parents who were enslaved or killed or whatever. Always. And so neither one of our civilizations will ever rise. Did they take that message all over the world? No. They kept that to themselves and said, you know what? It's wrong for us to enslave each other. But you know what? Since we actually like the benefits of, slavery and having a servant-based economies and slave-based economies, we're not going to prey on each other anymore. We want our civilizations and countries to rise. No, we'll go prey on all the black and brown people all over the world. They haven't realized it, And so while our people in Africa, my ancestors in Africa were busy enslaving their own, hunting their own down, my ancestors, then the white man showed up, and did they bring that message of, listen, slavery is wrong all over the world? No. They took advantage that we didn't have education, and so there was some moral bankruptcy there as well, that you would ever enslave your own people, ever enslave anybody. War should only be go to war for defense, never, to attack. Otherwise, how are we rising? That's how you rise, cannibalizing other countries, taking from other countries, and that seems to be what the white man does best. Go all over and bring, what do they bring? Talking that peace, religion, trade, but what do they bring? War, slavery, enslavement, and sucking all the natural resources out wherever they go. That whole corrupt type of, they're still dependent on that servant and slave-based economies. But it's just slavery, it's outlawed. It's outlawed. They realized it was wrong. They would collapse. You notice how they would leave the countries right before they collapse? Because they didn't want to be responsible for them after they collapsed, after they took all the resources, and fools were foolish enough to work with them and enslave their own. The blacks hold equal guilt, not just the whites, but the whites hold the guilt for the fact that they figured out that slavery would keep these countries forever, never being able to rise, always fucked up and sucked dry and in states of constant war coming on. And they didn't go and promote that all over the world. No, what did they promote? Slave, obey your slave master, turn the other cheek. And what was the other one? You'll get your reward in heaven. They get their reward right now. Does the white man turn the other cheek? No. And I'm not saying all. because I see both sides of every issue. There were some white folks who stood against this and who helped free my ancestors many years ago in the Civil War, and who stood beside us, got their heads broke years ago in the doggone civil rights battles in the 60s, stuff like that. But there's many more who have been beneficiaries of all these systems and continue to put things in place to keep us from ever being on an equal footing, because they need that advantage. They've grown so used to that advantage, they'll do anything to keep it going. It's very much like a plantation system. You got the slave masters, the house slaves, who are the favorite slaves, and then you got the field slaves. Guess what the field slaves are supposed to be? Us and our children. Not while they sell the American dream and pimp the American dream all over the world to foreigners. That is not even going on here anymore. Americans are being crushed. The middle class crushed. The lower class poor folks, financially, folks who are struggling, being crushed while they sell the American dream to foreigners. And the foreigners come here and find out they being used too. That's what I realized. Those who are coming here, there's some who are straight criminals and they're here to use the system. There are some who are coming here for actually trying to have a better life and trying to get along with the community, not trying to use everybody. Not everybody come to use Americans. Let me get that clear. But the ones who are coming here for a better life are being realizing, I'm being sold a dream, but whether it's by the people and the criminals in their country, whether it's by motherfuckers on the border, or whether it's by the Americans here who are selling that American dream to them so they can come here to be servants in their businesses and workers in their servants in their homes and workers in their businesses. Because the black folks, we were getting too smart. We wanted equal pay. We wanted land ownership, home ownership, things like that. And we began to do economic boycotts and stuff, and they didn't want that. They want that constant servant based economy, constant consumers. We're not looked at as citizens or even human beings, consumers. That's it. Did you notice in COVID? Did you notice during COVID time? Pay attention, everybody. Did you notice during COVID time they closed all them middle class businesses and small businesses, but kept open the big businesses like Target, Walmart, this, that, the other? Did y'all notice that? They were traveling while telling us not to travel without masks, too. Look online and see how many lawmakers were traveling and laughing it up. Or Nancy Pelosi, who had a whole salon open up so she can get her hair done, and it said she was set up. Set up because you forced them during COVID time. They just do whatever they want to and sell division to us and stupidity to us below. I'm not saying COVID didn't happen. Let's get that clear. I'm just saying that they used it as an excuse for wealth transfer. They kept their businesses open, crushed the middle class and all of that. And look and see how much money the top 1%, what a huge wealth transfer happened. That's why when y'all young folks, I see and hear y'all young folks who are saying, why am I working hard out here and I can't get ahead? I'm working, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and I can't get ahead, because it's not by accident, it's by design. It's a plan. It's a plan to make sure that regardless of what, look, do you think they care if they collapse the economy? They barely ever suffer. Very few of the ones at the top 1% suffer when that happens. War is a business. All kinds of things. COVID was a big business where a lot of money was made. And so I want y'all to realize, our kids deserve better than to be pimped the American dream, land of the free, home of the brave, when really it's more like land of the elite and home of the modern day servant and slave. And no, our children deserve better. How are you going to be all you could be? Listen to the bullshit. Pay attention to the semantics. The rich folks sell us and the top 1% and them house slaves at the top. Well, I don't give a fuck what they say or think. How they gonna be? What do you want to be when you grow up? You can be anything you want to be, the president. That's what the rich folks say to us, right? Let me break it down what it means to you. How can you be all you're going to be when they keep cutting the educational budgets? How are you going to be a business owner, a land owner, or be in, for example, the government, working in a professional status when you can't even comprehend professional business language, put together a resume? They're teaching all kind of alternative mathematics, alternative, language arts that are basically having all the kids failing because it's alternative shit. It's experimental. Then the stuff that was tried and true and been working for generations, like phonics and stuff like that, now they want to go back to it because all this stuff is failing. You don't go to school, a school system that was was working decent very well, and then decide to play with it and mess with it, because that's experimentation. When they started experimenting on us? Right after World War II. The greatest generation that ever lived, those World War II veterans who put their life down on fucking Omaha Beach. And you know how they thanked them? How they thanked them when 85% or more of them died on that beach, taking that beach that was critical. Everybody who looks back on World War II admits that beach was critical, Omaha Beach, and if they had lost it, it would have caused a chain reaction. They would have probably lost that whole coastline they were trying to come in on. And so look it up. And so you know how they thank the Americans, our leaders? Our corrupt politicians? They made secret deals with the Nazis for Nazi scientists. They divided up the Nazi scientists between our country and Russia and brought them over here with fucking Operation Paperclip, fake identities and everything, and set them up in high positions of power in government, NASA, all of that. And what do you think Nazis do? Experimentation on the people. And it ain't been nothing but that shit going on for a long time now. Whether it was the Tuskegee experiment, whether it was the MK Ultra shit going on in the colleges, or all kinds of shit where they would be giving people LSD without them knowing. Oh, yo, you better look up what's going on. Our government is not working for our best interests anymore. Our government looks at us like fucking consumers in their businesses, and that's what they want us to be forevermore. So when they say, what do you want to be when you grow up? You know what they really mean? It's semantics. It means, this is what they say to our kids. What of my businesses or my child's business do you want to be a worker be in when you grow up? Which one of my homes do you want to be a servant or a work? That's what they really mean. Because they're not putting their money where the mouth is. Yo, how you taking money and taking shit like taking space from schools for migrants and stuff? No, all them children, they bringing children with them. We need more schools. We need more money poured into education. And instead, they pouring it into alternative shit instead of shit that's tried and true. Like the educational system I grew up under. Thank God I did, because that was the last generation that got a high quality education. After that, they started dumbing it down to accommodate the children who came along with those who came to work the drug trade. And I'm not trying to diss Latinos. What I'm saying is they were supposed to learn how to study English and spend more of their time studying rather than partying. Just like anybody else. My black people do that shit too. I'm not trying to diss your Latinos. I'm trying to educate everybody. The white folks figured it out first. Education is the key. Education is the key to every motherfucking thing. And they didn't go spread that message, did they, around the world? No, slavery's wrong. No, they waited till they had sucked all the assets and resources, natural resources, and sucked all the people and everything out of all these countries and then left right before they collapsed. Or kept them as colonies until they demanded to be free, whatever, use them, suck them dry. And so that's what I want y'all to realize is that this is not by accident, this is by design, to keep us permanent servants and worker bees in their businesses. And if you think that I'm lying or that I'm wrong, well then look and see. Are they taking, even as we speak now, resources from the schools and taking space from the schools, music programs, science programs, shit like that, and now they want to go back, to phonics that was successful when I was in school. Let me tell you something. George Carlin said it best. He said, they want us just smart enough to vote them in office and work in their businesses, but not smart enough to vote them out or ask any questions about what they're doing with all that tax money they collect from us. We're just supposed to say dumb at the bottom, I guess, and, entertained and shit. So now y'all understand that, what I realized that I came here where I was wrong, we do need each other. I don't like to say I need other people, but we do. Anybody who cares about your child and you don't want your child to be sold a fucking bullshit dream by these people at the top that want us to be permanent servants and workers in their businesses, you want your child to have a shot to be a business owner, land owner, or, have an actual professional career and stuff like that. Then realize we do have to work together to keep all of our kids safe and get our kids that quality education they deserve. Why? Because kids' lives matter. I don't give a fuck about no black lives matter, white lives matter, all lives matter, trans lives matter, none of that. Kids' lives matter. And we got to stick together for that. Just like I stick together with mommy on the corner, ask her. Ask her, Dominican mommy on the corner who sell the clothes, the ropa. Or just like I stick together with Papi upstairs or with the lady down the hall, the African lady down the hall with the beautiful family, with the big boy, and they just had their engagement, beautiful engagement. God, it was gorgeous. gorgeous. Listen, stick together. That's what we need to do. Otherwise, do you want all of our kids to be servants for them motherfuckers forever and workers in their business? I know I don't. And so if I can reach out my hand and say, listen, this is no bullshit, in memory of my murdered sister, Cheryl Outerbridge, in memory of my dead mom, Vicky Outerbridge, in memory of Jason Perez, poor murdered Jason Perez, or in memory of Siblon O'Shea, I forget his name, I'm sorry, the young gay man who was murdered at the doggone gas station in Brooklyn. We must work together. Because if we don't work together, we'll suffer together, yo. I don't want my kids suffering out there and being a worker bee forever no more than you want your kids suffering or being worker bees. So let's work together for that. Kids' lives matter. Now, on my dead mother and my murdered sister, I mean that on God and Allah. I mean that. Now let's see who want to work together with me. Anybody who want to speak to me, who want to talk to me about kids' lives matter. And again, I said, grown-ups, do what you do. Do what you do. Let's get that shit clear, because I don't want nobody to say, oh, she thinks she DEA now or this. No. I've been around this shit since I was a little girl, yo. I've seen all this shit in the streets, yo, and experienced it. I didn't experience it when I was a little girl, but I certainly experienced it when I got 18 and up, 17 and up. So again, I said, adults, grown-ups, do what you do. Let's just leave the kids out of it. Let's make sure all our kids are safe, yo. However we got to do that, yo. And so I'm reaching out to everybody. I can't translate it to Spanish, but y'all can. I'm reaching out to everybody. Everybody, todo. Trabajar together as one. Trabajar a la una as one. Work together. Fuerza. We have power that way. That's how we have power. Yo, now let's see who gonna run and spread this around, because this is for all of our children. Yours, mine, everyone's. Now let's see who's gonna spread this around, because that's the real deal. They want us to be servants and worker bees in their business forever. They don't want your kids to be all you can be. It's bullshit. They pimping the American dream everywhere. And then when folks get here, they realize, yo, even Americans, yo, we ain't getting the American dream we used to have. We got to work together and get the power back to the people. Us people, yo. For our kids, man. That's where I'm coming from. For our kids, man. Yo, work with me, not against me. Golly. Yo, real talk. But make no mistake about it. I'm still coming for my family, because my family violated me. I got questions for everybody, but I still want to work together with anybody who cares and feels kids' lives matter. And again, don't nobody better go around here trying to talk about, I think I'm DEA, or am I trying to, what somebody said to me? Was I trying to set him up with the popo? Fuck out of here. Y'all know I despise the corrupt popo. Miss me with the bullshit.